Natural girls with fine hair, how are y'all doing during the silk press season? Because I'm not doing the best. I just came out the shop with my hair silk pressed and I don't have no freaking hair. Like, look how much hair I got. Like, that don't make no freaking sense.
It's something about straightening your hair during certain seasons that just hit different. If you're not someone who wears your hair straight regularly, many will resort to straightening their hair in the fall and winter seasons. Many of this boils down to cooler temperatures, less sweating, less humidity. All these things result in less reverting.
One thing about me and the silk press is I'm gonna do it every time and it's gonna eat every time.
And of course, like with anything else, you have some people who love a silk press and then some people who can't get behind it. Some people strongly feel that it damages their curls, and then others feel like they're rejecting their curls altogether when they straighten it, therefore they don't. And as someone who wore her hair straight majority of the time when starting out my natural hair journey, I'd like to share my thoughts on these topics. Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. Today's video is going to be a little bit different because we're going to be chatting about some juicy topics while I show you my silk press routine. We'll be covering everything from products to how I trim my hair to how I straighten my hair as a fine hair girly and how I get it to be voluminous and luscious with full body and movement over being flat, dull, and lifeless. If you guys have fine hair, you know exactly what I'm talking about. As always, there's a ton to cover, so let's get into it. This step is pretty much self-explanatory, but you always want to make sure to start a silk press on clean hair with lighter but also moisturizing products. If you have fine hair, chances are you're not going to do a heavy leave-in cream, so you really want to build in that moisture in the shampoo and condition. Now, I do have bleach in my hair that I'm slowly trying to cut out, so I do have to deep condition every time. After my wash is finished, this is where I think I kind of differentiate from everybody else. I normally see girls doing the blow dry method where they go to blow dry before flat ironing. And for me, I have found that doing a heatless blowout using the plait method works a lot better. Now, of course, this method wouldn't work for everyone, but this is what's been working for me. On top of that, it allows me to limit my heat exposure. But these days, I found that doing the plaits, letting them air dry before going in straightening, is the perfect base to help stretch my hair a little without any heat. Now, if you're completely new to my channel, I gave up hair extensions in 2022, and after that, I pretty much had to learn how to do my natural hair myself. This resulted in tons of trial and error, seasons of me wearing my hair completely straight, and seasons of me favoring twist outs and more textured styles. And it also came with knowledge of products. Now, of course, just like with anything else, hair products are personal, and you have to do trial and error to figure out what works for you. Some people have better luck using Amika or Colorau or Joico.
Let's do a steamer test. Amika the Shield versus Joico Humidity Blocker. On this side, we'll use Amika. On this side, we'll use Joico. I do not recommend to spray it on like I just did. Do it according to the instructions. After fully saturating the hair and letting it dry down, the Shield is very soft and smooth, but there's a little bit of reverting. Joico is more hard and stiff, but there is no reverting. The first steam will be for 30 seconds. There seems to be a little bit more reverting on the Shield side. Can't even really get through the Joico side, but there is almost no reverting. Now we'll go for 1 minute. This is what we look like. The pros to Amika the Shield are that it keeps your hair soft and it won't ruin your silk press by making your hair stiff. It also smells the best in my personal opinion. The con is that comparatively, I don't think it held up against the steam as well as Joico. The pros and cons of Joico Humidity Blocker are that I think it held up against the steam pretty well. The cons are that it smells and feels like hairspray. I'm not sure how much of this I could spray into my silk press without it becoming stiff. Hope this helps.
I really loved how she included that was the results for her hair, because what works for one person's hair may not work for the next. And I've even found this to be the case with heat. Some people can get away with using high heat over 400 degrees while others have to keep it below 400 degrees. And because I don't use a blow dryer, even though I have fine hair, my hair can get away with the 392 to the 419 degree mark. Now, I have noticed a huge difference between the type of flat irons.
How many years was it going to take for y'all to tell me that the blue titanium was frying my hair? Now, it's recently been pointed out on this here internet that the use of titanium hot tools should be left to professionals because of the high risk of just frying the life out of your hair using the high heat in these titanium plates.
Back in the day, I used to use a flat iron that got my hair completely straight. However, I didn't have any control over the temperature, and I did notice a lot more damage and less retained length than I do now. And of course, that could have boiled down to my habits. Back in the day, I would straighten my hair and I would keep straightening it in between wash days. Now, I try to only do 2 passes on my hair, one to hit the roots and then the next pass with a comb behind it. And I try not to touch up my hair at all between the wash day and the next time that I go to straighten my hair, even if it's messy, even if it gets frizzy. Doing it this way has really helped me to retain length, even though I flat iron my hair every couple of months. And this kind of brings me into my first topic that I want to touch on, which is, are silk presses really damaging to our natural hair, or are those fears exaggerated?
Babies for a silk press, and it's me, I am baby, and I'm really excited. I have never had one, and I haven't straightened my hair, like my whole head, in probably 5 years, so I don't even know what this is about to look like. This is what it's gonna look like, actually. Shut the up. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to curse. I didn't mean to curse at you, but y'all, everybody has to shut up, because why do I look, first of all, this is grown and sexy. This is 25. This y'all are sick of me, and I know it. Y'all are so sick of me, and I don't care. This is it, babe.
My answer is, it really depends how you're doing your silk presses and how often. Now back to the video. I like to flat iron my hair working in sections. As you can see, I only took down one braid, flat ironed it, and now I'm pin curling it. I prefer to work in sections, and I also prefer to pin away the hair that I straighten so that it doesn't run the risk of getting frizzy while I'm straightening the rest of my hair. And I would really like to know you guys' opinion on the heat topic. Can your hair handle a good amount of heat, or do you find that your hair gets damaged after straightening it a few times? I personally think for me and for my hair, being that I have fine hair and bleach, I cannot handle high heat on a consistent basis without protection. And I learned this the hard way when I was wearing hair extensions. I would consistently flat iron my hair to get it to match the bundles. And you can tell a noticeable difference between the hair that was always braided up and my leave out. My leave out in the front of my hair never really grew long. But after I started my natural hair journey and really cut down the flat ironing in between wash days, I started to notice not only did I retain length, but that it was actually more helpful to my hair during that time than me wearing natural styles. Now you may be thinking, how did wearing heat on your hair regularly help more than natural styles? Well, for me, it all boiled down to manipulation. When I first gave up hair extensions and started on my natural hair journey, I did not know half of what I know now. And back then, I used to manipulate my hair so much when I would wear natural styles. So for me, during that time, straightening my hair once every 2 to 3 weeks really helped me to keep my hands out of my hair, pulling at it, combing it, brushing it. And over time, this helped me to actually retain length versus when I would do more natural hairstyles, which caused me to be in my hair regularly. But now that I've been at my natural hair journey for over 3 years, I have learned that twist outs and braid outs can be done in a way that doesn't involve me manipulating it on a regular basis. And so now I've totally reaped the benefits of doing those kind of textured styles. Now I did bleach my hair, which did set me back. I decided to get highlights a little bit postpartum. Now I don't know what I was going through that made me bleach my hair, but I am suffering the consequences. And I've noticed that even with those consequences, I've still been able to hold on to quite a bit of length. And I really owe that to my routine that I have for myself now, which is doing my heatless stretching, followed by my twist outs or braid outs, with straightening my hair every now and then. And honestly, this routine has really been working for me, not only physically and mechanically, but also emotionally, because I noticed during this season of my hair journey, I've really been feeling the pull to embrace the texture, embrace the frizz, embrace the fluff. And as I've shared so many times before, I may be at that place in my walk with my natural hair journey, but not everyone else is or may be. And I try to keep that in mind with the content that I share. I do enjoy sharing the beauty of curly hair, the beauty of textured styles, especially for younger women who genuinely think that they have to straighten their hair bone straight to feel beautiful. And while I do think that there are some people who see hair as idolatry, which was in my case when I wore extensions, which hence the need to change. Or you have some people who may straighten their hair to assimilate to society. I don't think I'm in that camp of people who believe that if you straighten your hair ever, you are rejecting a part of yourself. I think, like with everything else, it becomes a heart issue, and it's wise to question ourselves and our motives. But when it comes to hair and other people, it's important to realize that natural hair is personal and it's a journey, and what may be convicting for one person may not be convicting for another person, because to us, we may feel that we straightened our hair for so many years because we didn't feel accepted with our curly hair, but to another person, they may have never struggled with that type of insecurity, and so for them, straightening their hair is just out of convenience. And honestly, I've loved so much creating this content because in my comment section, I see women from all walks of life. Some women have never struggled with love for their natural hair, love for their length, and some women have struggled with it their whole lives. And it's so beautiful because it just reiterates the diversity in our thoughts, in our upbringings. And when it comes to different styles, speaking of diverse, that is the beauty of black hair. If you have curly, kinky texture, you are the only women who can wear your hair coily. You can wear your hair kinky, blown out, silky straight. You can wear your hair braided up. You can wear your hair corn rolled. You can have the fluffy silk press. There is so much diversity in our hair, and I believe that fact alone should be celebrated. And I think a lot of the times, because there are so many people struggling with embracing their hair, the celebration of black hair ends up looking one way. And that's how we get comments like, if you're not wearing your hair in its completely natural state all the time, you don't accept yourself. When the truth is, our ancestors didn't even wear their natural hair the same way in the same state all the time. Natural hair has always been diverse, and there's beauty in that. And there's beauty in choice. And during this season of my hair journey, I have felt the tug on my heart to embrace those styles, to show God's diversity, and to also be an example for younger women. But I don't condemn those who exercise their right to switch up their styles. Now, of course, I'm on my journey of trying to retain length wearing loose hair without protective styling, because as I stated before, me personally, I don't see the point in growing long hair if I can't wear it loose how I like. Let me know you guys' thoughts on this. This was one of the most controversial topics. Are you considered natural if you wear your hair straight? Are you rejecting yourself if you wear your hair straight? That's my opinion, but I'd love to know your thoughts on this. Now that I finished my hair, I took down the pin curls right away, and I'm moving on to the trim. Now we went from one controversial topic to another because I know trims are a hot topic. Now I'm not saying I'm a length over health kind of girl, but my ends are gonna live to fight another day. If you're a hairstylist, just look away on this part, because when I say that I am cutting out the bleach damage slowly, I mean it. One of the things that I like that a hairstylist I used to go to did was she would curve the hair around the fingers, and then she'll work her way down and see which split ends or knots pop up, and she'll cut that along the hair. So after I straighten and then trim my hair, I move into my favorite step. This next step has truly changed the game for me when it came to straightening my hair. I sincerely recommend it to all my fine hair girlies who feel that their hair is too thin, and that is to utilize Flexi rods. If you feel like your hair looks too straight for your face shape, or you're looking for a little bit more body, or even if you have lower density, utilizing Flexi rods can really help add width, volume, and body to your hair. This plus lighter products can really give you the illusion of a fluffier silk press with a lot more hair. Now, if you're someone who's not totally against the fluffy silk press look, highly encourage you trying that out too, because I feel like if you are someone who lives in a humid area, you may not be able to wear your hair super silky straight all the time due to your location. So why not embrace a little bit of fluffiness? And this works really well for those who have finer hair strands with lower density. Embracing the fluffy look, not as silky, smooth, straight, will help you give the illusion of more voluminous hair.
Can we start a support group for my girls with fine hair and low density? I'm genuinely so scared to even brush out my hair because the last time I got a silk press back in April, I low-key kind of crashed out on here. If you remember, because before then I had my sew-in, so obviously I had all this volume and all this boom, and once I got the silk press and I brushed out my hair and I was like, where's the volume? Where's the volume? Where's the boom? So let's see what this is giving, because I feel like last time I had a little bit of hair dysmorphia, but this is she. Miss Olivia Pope is back.
Now, I used to have the same struggle that she had with just feeling like your hair is super thin until I discovered the Flexi rods. Now, for a little bit, I was getting away with the pin curls, but the pin curls don't really give that full volume like the Flexi rods. So this has been my go-to style. I will go to sleep like this almost every night and then wake up, take my scarf off, and then take my hair down. Now, this particular night, as you guys can see, I added in an extra Flexi rod and kept the 2 pin curls on the side. Now, the reason I have 2 pin curls on the side is solely for comfortability, for sleeping, because sleeping with all these different Flexi rods gets a little uncomfortable. So I found that this method really works for me. Now, let's have a moment to just admire how tightly curled these curls are. And did you see how it sprang back up? This is literally my favorite part, the takedown. Now, if you like your hair being super big and voluminous, you can leave it like this, but I do go in, I add a little bit of oil, and then I like to brush out the curls a bit. If you guys have an oil that you really like to use or some type of sheen that you use on your silk press, please let me know down below because I'm currently in the need of one. The one I'm using right now is the Olaplex. As you can see, I've pretty much used this stuff all up and I need to get more because it makes your hair look and feel amazing. This way that I've been doing my silk presses has really allowed me to not need to touch it up all the time. Now when a little bit of humidity strikes or my roots get puffy, it doesn't matter. I just go in with the Flexi rods, roll it up, and then let it down. I wanted to just talk a little bit about how I plan on maintaining my silk press because a few people have asked that before. So as you guys saw, I maintain this look right here with Flexi rods. It doesn't matter what time of the day, how busy I am, I'm gonna always put Flexi rods in my hair. The other ways that I maintain it is I'm not a really high intensity workout kind of person. I'm currently 6 months pregnant and I do walk, but I'm not doing crazy high intensity things. And with it being fall, I'm not sweating so much. So I plan on letting this last me for about 2 weeks, give or take. It may not last me that long. It may only last me a week. If I notice that my hair is starting to get a bit drier, I will probably go ahead and wash it. Someone else mentioned that they were curious what to do when their silk press starts to get dry. And so I have heard that it's good to start regularly washing your hair so that over time your hair hydration levels builds up. So then the next time you do your silk press, your hair won't get dry as quickly. And so that's one thing that you can do. Of course, you have to pick your battles because with you washing more frequently means more heat on your hair. And depending what kind of heat you use, that could potentially be damaging. So you just want to keep an eye out for that. But another thing that you can do is instead of wearing your hair down all the time like this, you can also utilize updos. You can always wear like a low pony like this. And then of course, if you want to tuck majority of the hair, You could always bring it up like this. You can always do something like this. This way, majority of your hair is tucked. You do have the little bang and a little piece on the side. Now, of course, I just did this really quick, so it's not tweaked. Of course, you get a little bit tighter. You may put a claw clip on. You can even drop some pieces out here so it looks very romantic. These are good ways to keep your hair up, because I've noticed that when my hair is down, of course, it's rubbing on fabrics. And so when I have my hair up, either in a claw clip or in a braid, I also love the cute low braids as well with the little bang piece out.
I told you I'm done with slick back, so let's do a low manipulation hairstyle together.
I noticed that with these styles, my hair doesn't get super dry as fast. So that is one way that you can maintain your hair. Now, of course, if you want to wear it loose every day, that comes with a price. The same with everything else. Everything I feel like comes with a price. It's like, this is hard, that's hard, choose your heart. That's pretty much it for this video. If you guys have any straight style videos or anything that you would like me to talk about while my hair is straight, let me know, because I don't straighten my hair very frequently. Other than that, I thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.